This season, a new hot deal has arrived at Metro. $25 a line for 4 lines with all the data you need and 4 free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G phones. Getting Metro's best deals is easy. No ID required, no activation fees. Get a new number or keep your own. It's up to you. That's 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 free phones. Visit a store or go online today. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
When you join Metro Plus Tax. For a limited time and subject to change. Max 1 offer per account.
Hackers don't need much. Just one leaked password can potentially unlock a treasure trove of personal information, leading to stress, pain, and permanently wrecked credit. Don't be an easy target. Get protection by Aura today. Aura protects your identity, finances, and family, all in one powerful app. Get real-time alerts, safeguard your accounts, and block scams before they happen. If identity theft strikes, we help you recover. Stay protected at aura.com/listen. That's AURA.com/listen.
Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
What's up? Welcome back. Between all these platforms, I got them all up on my phone and my computer now. I'm probably going to crash the network.
He's riding a bicycle out on the stage.
Boo. We don't like
loser.
We don't like Roger Goodell. But we're excited to be back with you guys. We appreciate everybody who's watching currently on YouTube, X, Facebook, wherever else we're live. Anybody who's watching, we appreciate you guys being here. We even had a comment on Facebook from a guy who said he watches the show a lot, but he engages with us, and a lot of time he disagrees, but it's always been like cool and respectful, and he just appreciates us putting out content and engaging with him, even though he's like a nobody. Bro, that's what we like.
That's what this is all about.
There
is no nobody.
You can disagree with us as much as you want. I'm perfect. In fact, we
disagree.
It's good TV, but you know, as long as it's just good debate and you're not like, I personally hate you because you don't think we should take this person. We're all for like going back and forth about what we should do. Like that's why we have a podcast. Dude, that's what makes it fun.
I answer every single comment usually, and I'm all good with anybody who says anything, except if you didn't listen to exactly what I said.
Listen, you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings. Somebody on here a few years back called me Fat Guy Black Cheeks.
It's true.
It has been your name ever since.
I adopted it. Yeah, it is now like what I go with. If I wasn't so committed to my current Xbox Live gamer tag, that would be the Xbox Live gamer tag.
No, switch it up. I totally had somebody that said I made 473 mistakes. Wow. And so I'm changing my name to Kenny Mac 473.
I'd like that.
So you're not gonna hurt any of our feelings. You gotta have thick skin if you're in this online world. Yes. So don't worry about us. And you know, it's just fun to talk and debate the Browns. So we appreciate you listening. You don't have to agree to listen and support the show. That's awesome. Let's talk about the draft then. Enough about us. That's not why anybody's watching. Obviously, Cam Ward is going to go number 1. If they come out and Cam Ward's not number 1.
That changes our whole night.
I'm shocked.
Our whole night.
That's insane.
The Browns would take him, I think, 100%.
I do too. Yeah.
I think so too. What do you guys prefer? So all the smoke is the Jags and the Browns are talking about that 2-5 switch. And if they are talking, I have a feeling it's going to take the whole 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Because Andrew Berry's going to be trying to squeeze every little bit he can. This young guy is going to want to prove that he's got hair on his chest. So what do you want? Do you want him to stay at 2 and take Travis, or do you want him to move to 5 and take whoever's there?
So, and we talked about this in the pre-show. If it's a haul, I mean, and those trade details have to come up, and we have to sit here and say, "Damn, that's awesome! We fleeced them," and we have to be pumped about it.
Yeah.
Go to 5, and it has to be Ashton Genty. I'm not moving to 5 to take an offensive tackle. I'm not moving to 5 to take Mason Graham or a defensive player. Stop it. Get a weapon for the offense. I think that Travis Hunter is a very awesome generational, whatever you want to use that tag, weapon for the offense. So is Ashton Genty. Are you telling me he's not going to come in here and just put some boost into our – we have no run game.
Right.
I would say there's probably like 2 offensive players outside of Cam Ward that to me are like game-changing guys right away. Some of the other names like Tet McMillan, but some people have him way high, and then I'm seeing guys like Miche have him ranked 50th.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
There's no real –
there's no
There's no blue chip
overwhelming
receivers.
Correct. So, but I think there's two guys in this top 5 that if you left with one of them, your offense should feel a lot better, and it's Travis Hunter and it's Genty.
The only risk you run then, moving 2 to 5, what if the Giants or the Patriots either take Genty, one of them take Genty, or they trade with the Bears or the Raiders who want to come up and get in front of the Browns to take him?
Yes, you can't make this trade thinking, okay, Giants are going Abdul Carter, and I'm hearing the Patriots are going to go with the tackle
Will Campbell
from LSU. Yeah, in which doesn't shock me, even though I initially thought they were going to go wide receiver, but until I remember who their new head coach is.
Yeah.
You know,
Their
offensive line's bad. They need to protect their quarterback. They got a tough, hard-nosed head coach now in Vrabel. Yep. But you got to make sure that the guy you think you're going to get at 5 is going to be there at 5. You can't make this move and then end up being stuck. Like, oh man, now we have to take somebody we're not absolutely in love with.
Do you want to know the actual points? Because I just looked it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, pick 2 is 2,600 points. Pick 5 is 1,700 points. And this is based on Jimmy Johnson's draft pick sheet. So the difference is 900 points for the Jacksonville Jaguars to get up to the Cleveland Browns. So what it costs to go from 5 to 2, you got to make up that 900-point gap, like I said. And so you're looking at a mid-first rounder, which is 15 to 16. So, I mean, it'll probably be something from next year. And early second rounder, mid-second rounder to early third, and a future. Here's the future.
What's
first.
pick 36?
Yeah.
Worth. That's what they have.
Yeah, it's just giving me generalities right now. Oh, here, sorry, there's an example. I didn't scroll down fast enough.
Come on,
so so you're basically going to get pick 5, pick 36, pick 100, and that total is 2340. And you might need to sweeten the deal with a 2026 pick or player is basically what they're saying.
So I know when Josh texted us yesterday, he said that I forget who you said it was, but that a trade from 2 to 5 with Jacksonville would be us getting them
Jared
getting
Muller.
2, us getting 5, 36 in their first round pick next year. For the love of me, I could not get them to accept that trade on the PFN draft.
Yeah, I know
so
you were struggling.
I tried to get. I offered them 2, and then I offered them every pick we have next year for 5, 36 in their first rounder next year, and they declined it. And I was like, something tells me these guys are way stingier than they are in real life, or this thing's not very realistic. I have a feeling if we offered every single pick, they would take it. So
if you look at next year, so the other option would be you take pick 5 in next year's first round, and that gets you to 2,400 points. And so generally, the rule of thumb in the league is that when you get into the top 2 or 3, there's like a kind of a premium that you would put on it. So I don't know what that would be as in a third round or something like that. And that's kind of what you're looking for.
Do you think we should be worried about a team jumping the Browns up to, say, 3 or 4 to take a running back when there's so many other running backs in this draft? Because I feel like if you can look at the Browns and say they moved out of 2 to 5, picked up a boatload of draft capital, and still got the best running back in the draft, everybody's applauding that. Yeah. If you're a team and you have to give up assets and or players or future picks to move up in the draft to grab a running back when there's Quinshon Judkins, Travion Henderson, Amarian Hampton sitting out there, I mean, you obviously don't make moves based on what everybody's going to say, but I feel like that's not something GMs do. You know, you're not giving up assets to move up into the top 5 to grab a running back.
The only thing that concerns me about that is just because all the rumors, reports, buzz, whatever you want to call it, about the Raiders being dead set on taking Genty at 6 and the Bears really trying to get up to 5 with the Jaguars to get ahead of them so they can get him. So there's like 2 teams that have him, maybe 1 on their board. They might do something like that. I don't know. But
I wouldn't be shocked to see the Raiders. What is it called? Tweeted, but was it called? They X'd it? I don't know what it's called.
I think
now.
they still call it tweeting.
Okay, they tweeted just some eyeball emojis a while back. So like they're trying to cook something up. I could see them wanting him real bad with Pete Carroll. They got Geno Smith locked up for a couple years.
Likes running the ball,
he likes running the ball, controlling the clock, defense, and all that good stuff.
Well, where do you guys see Genty in the grand scheme of all these players? Do you see him as the first, second, third? Like where do you see him rated?
As far as like overall,
I think he's like the third best player in this league, and I think he can get the Browns probably 2 to 3 more wins. Who else is going to do that in the draft for them other than maybe Hunter?
Right.
According to PFF, he's the third best player on the.
We talked about that at dinner.
Right.
Like there's really like 3 blue chip players you would consider in this draft, and it's Hunter, Carter, and Genty.
Hunter, Carter, yeah.
I've kind of been on the train of the running back is making a comeback.
Yeah.
At least high level elite running backs are making a comeback.
Too high safety has taken a lot of that away from the quarterbacks.
You're having to see teams nickel and dime, and I talked about this a lot with the Browns offense last year. How many games did Jameis threw for 300 yards? We had 400 yards of offense, and we scored 14 points. It's because we had no run game at all, and obviously a lot of it was bad offensive line play, but Jerome Ford leaves so much on the field he just doesn't create any of his own yards. You know what I mean? He doesn't run through any arm tackles. Yeah. It's got to be blocked up. It's got to be blocked up for Jerome Ford to go get 4 yards. A good running back like Genty, it doesn't need to be blocked up for him to get 3 or 4. He's going to break a tackle, break through an arm tackle, and he's going to get you 3 or 4 when maybe there should have only been 1 or none there.
Right.
Well, what was the thing he sent to the general managers that you said earlier? If guys are concentrating on guys that tackle?
I think he said something like,
get the guy that can't be tackled.
Yes, it's a league about tackling. Take the guy who can't be tackled.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you at all concerned if it is Genty? Are you at all concerned with the wear and tear? I mean, the guy, what do you have, like 10,000 carries at Boise State? I'm obviously exaggerating, but he had a lot. I watched any chance I got that they would be on TV. Obviously, Boise State's not on East Coast, Dover, Ohio TV a ton. But I would watch, and their offense was literally just turning around, giving them the ball.
Yeah, and
people are just banging on them.
I don't care what level you're playing at. If you're the one playmaker on your offense, you're the dude, and the other team, I don't care who you're playing. The other team knows that, and they can't stop you. You're pretty good. I mean, we were talking about that earlier about Caleb Johnson from Iowa. Same situation. Every defense they played against knew they're just handing the ball to Caleb every play. And what did he do? Had like the second most yards after contact in the entire nation with teams gearing up on him. So, yeah, I like that a lot.
Well, the other thing that Ashton Genty's going to do is he's going to make your offense better from the standpoint of selling your play fakes, right? Because that's what a Kevin Stefanski system is. He also, if you look at the Browns and the way that they rolled last year, how many times were we 2nd and 11? Second and whatever, right? What's going on?
Well, PFF is obviously ahead of the broadcast. Cam Ward is the pick at 1 for the Titans. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no problem.
The Browns will now be picking number 5.
Yeah,
they have
just
traded with
the
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow.
Nice.
Man, I've been talking myself up on Hunter.
Yep, there we go.
I need to see what the compensation is.
Me too. I'm trying to find it. I am trying to find it.
I said I wasn't going to get frustrated, and
I'm not frustrated yet. I got to hear.
All right, so the Browns are trading the number 2 overall pick 104 in the 4th round, and pick 200 in the 6th round to the Jags. We're getting back pick 5, pick 36, so we're getting another 2nd-round pick. We're getting pick 126 in the 4th round, and next year's 1st-round pick.
Whoa. I'm not mad anymore.
Okay, we'll take it.
Especially if this still leads to, if we get Genty out of this still, 36.
It's a nice player.
36.
Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, whatever you need.
You package 33 and 36 up to go get your wide receiver now or something. And if we suck this year.
Or just take the players.
The Jaguars are probably still going to suck.
There's a chance, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Or at least we're picking mid-round.
What I mean? And we'll have ours.
Yes.
So if we need to do anything like I did, and I think we all talked about in the offseason, if the Browns did trade back, we didn't want them to go past like 4 or 5.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is the sweet spot.
Okay. So now who's the target?
To me, I'm with Kenny.
We have got to get Genty, right?
I've been telling Kenny for months he's crazy thinking we're going to get Genty.
Yes.
And this mother effer over here.
Connection to Genty this entire thing.
You know how many people online told me it was a jackass, man? Like, holy crap.
Send it back at him, bro. Let him know.
Crazy.
Here's the thing is we're getting all excited in typical Cleveland fashion.
Yeah. We're going to get
it's going to be
they're going to take
left tackle
Kelvin Banks, yeah.
And they're going to take the next Jed Wills, and I'm going to just puke everywhere.
Yeah.
Andrew Berry did not do so well with his last tackle pick.
Yeah.
Now, especially
round.
when, and I hate being a Monday morning quarterback with that kind of thing because Jed Wills was seen as a top.
You're right.
He was seen as a home run pick for the Browns. But man, it's tough not to do the comparisons between a guy like Jed Wills and Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's tough. That's been my my biggest thing for people who are overly critical of Andrew Berry in the draft. If you go look up all of Andrew Berry's draft grades post-draft, so, Mel Kiper puts out his draft grades as soon as the draft is wrapped up. I don't think he's had anything lower than a B+ or an A- on any of his drafts for the Browns. So therefore, he took guys that overwhelmingly everybody thought were the right guys to take. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like Andrew Berry's been out here getting C- and D's in all of his draft grades, and they're not panning out. He's getting A's and B's in his draft grades, and some of them aren't panning out. And I also think some people are overly critical, and they focus on the ones he missed on, and they don't pay attention to how many he actually has hit on and gotten starter-level players outside the first or second round.
Well, the thing that sucks, too, is it an issue with just bad luck where you're missing, when you do miss, or is there something, too, internally where it's like, why do we never develop a wide receiver? Or, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's things like where I'm just like, it's not Andrew Berry.
Correct.
On Andrew Berry at that point.
He gets you the talent, and according to his draft grades, he got you talent. Now the coaching's got to figure out a way to develop it. Sure.
Well, yeah, so there's a couple different things when you're looking at that. First, you got to have a structured player development plan. You have strength and conditioning program, because a lot of these guys, when they come out, they're like, he's kind of lean or whatever. You know what I mean? Right. Nutrition. And here's the other thing, not nutrition and recovery resources. How many times have these guys have pulled a hamstring? And that's kind of hamstrung them for the season, right? Mental health and performance coaches, veteran mentorship. I mean, how good is our locker room really? We don't know. Rookie orientation and education. Clearly, Deshaun Watson didn't show up for that. Housing and relocation assistance, like those are small things. But what I really want to get into, positional coaches, and they matter, man. You got to refine your technique, accelerate the processing, player trust and communication. Is it there? Because it clearly was not there last year. Fit in the scheme. I think generally they may have fit in the scheme, maybe not. But ultimately, it has to do with the guys that the Browns had. And for some reason on the O-line, for example, Callahan left and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Bebo Ventrone, did he not look awesome in the first year? And then second year, and what happened? People weren't bought in. Obviously, same with Jim Schwartz. He made our defensive line amazing. That defensive line feasted, And so I think positional coaches and what we got, they revamped a lot, and that might help for this year.
So I want to talk. Do you guys think everybody said it was Hunter for the Browns at 2? They fell in love with him. How much of that was draft talk to try to fleece the Jags?
I text you guys.
Or do you think they really did love him in the Jaguars? I mean, that's a haul.
That's a good
pick. They moved back 3 picks. They're still in the top 5, and they got 33 or 36 is. I mean, that's basically like a first-round pick.
That's a very high-end second-round pick.
33 and 36, man.
So
that's amazing.
You now have 5, 33, and 36 in this draft, and you picked up a first-rounder next year and an extra fourth-rounder this year.
Yep. Now, they sent one, though, too.
Which one did they send?
I forget. This year's 4th.
This year,
Dude,
okay.
I'm pumped for tomorrow.
So
I'm pumped for tomorrow now.
Yeah.
How much of it was it smokescreen, or did they just blow us away with their offer?
I texted you guys and I said, I didn't know if he was just trying to run the stock up. But I'm with you when you watched Travis Hunter's tape. I don't know how you don't come away with it going, well, it might just be smoke. The dude, you watch the film, bro, and
what do you know, Sonny?
Yeah,
what do you know, Sonny?
I don't know.
Are we shocked that Jags pick isn't in yet?
It is in.
Okay. I didn't see PFF
is
usually early.
Shocker, it is actually, it's Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Okay.
Where are you seeing it at?
It's on PFF.
I'm looking at PFF.
I can't believe that they came up, or that we got all that draft capital for a non-quarterback.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Special player,
now that kind of stuff doesn't happen very often. So he better be that special.
I mean, the PFN,
I think he is,
the PFN,
but-
I couldn't get them to just give us 36 in next year's first.
Yeah, and we moved back 20 spots, I think, 20-ish spots in the fourth.
Yeah.
Got an extra second this year. Still get a top 5 pick, and we get their first next year. This episode is sponsored by Manly Bands. Guys, is your wedding band old, outdated, or just not the same taste you had when you were younger? Or hey, maybe you're about to get married, but you don't want to deal with the salespeople at the jewelry stores. Manly Bands has the best wedding bands made specifically for men. They have the classic timeless gold and white gold styles, but they also have rings made from platinum, black zirconium, tungsten, titanium, even materials like meteorite and dinosaur bone. Yes, your wedding ring could be made from a dinosaur fossil. That is a real thing. They also have different ring collections, like their Jack Daniels rings made from actual Jack Daniels whiskey barrels. They also have Lord of the Rings and DC Comics band collections. Head over to manlybands.com/dogs and take advantage of their 30% off sale with free shipping. Plus, use promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out for another 10% off your order. Now, every Manly band comes with a free silicone ring, and if you don't know your ring size, that's okay. You can order a free ring size chart from Manly Bands to make sure that you know exactly the right size before you order. And then if you get your ring and it doesn't fit just right, you can always return it or exchange it without any hassle. And I know this because I like my rings to be a little more loose, and the first band that I got was just a little too snug for the way I like to wear it, so I exchanged it, and the whole process was quick, easy, and I had my new ring in no time. And now, Manly Bands is even accessorizing men beyond just your wedding rings with their chain necklaces and chain bracelets made for men by men. And if you need groomsmen gifts or anything else, Manly Bands has you covered with their barware, whiskey glasses, flasks. They even have customized coasters and flight trays. So skip the jewelry stores, avoid the salespeople, and get a wedding band that was designed for you. Manlybands.com/dogs to get 30% off, free shipping, plus get an extra 10% off when you use code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out.
This season, a new hot deal has arrived at Metro. $25 a line for 4 lines with all the data you need and 4 free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G phones. Getting Metro's best deals is easy. No ID required, no activation fees. Get a new number or keep your own. It's up to you. That's 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 free phones. Visit a store or go online today. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
When you join Metro Plus Tax, for a limited time and subject to change. Max 1 offer per account.
Hackers don't need much. Just one leaked password can potentially unlock a treasure trove of personal information, leading to stress, pain, and permanently wrecked credit. Don't be an easy target. Get protection by Aura today. Aura protects your identity, finances, and family, all in one powerful app. Get real-time alerts, safeguard your accounts, and block scams before they happen. If identity theft strikes, we help you recover. Stay protected at aura.com/listen. That's AURA.com/listen.
So I'm going to say this now, though.
Take Ashton Genty.
Even somebody said in the YouTube chat, ESPN's talking about how the Browns might not be done trading back, especially if Genty is taken before that.
Would you guys get Warren then?
How far would you guys trade back again?
I guess
What do you
5, yes.
What do you think? What do you think they're targeting?
The Browns probably a freaking tackle or a defensive tackle, probably. I mean, seriously.
Are you guys at all? In my head, all I keep, it's just a replay. It's just Julio Jones.
Yeah.
I'm just like traumatized right now. And I'm just I'm just reliving this same scenario.
If we traded back to 15 or 20, I would be. The fact that we're still in the top 5.
I know.
I just feel like the only top 5 pick left, other than, unless they want Abdul Carter and hope he falls to 5, is Ashton Genty.
I don't think he falls to 5.
If Genty's not there, why are you taking a tackle at 5? You can get the same caliber tackle at 10.
At 33?
Or later. You know what I'm saying?
know?
If that's what you're targeting. Like, you don't trade back unless you're targeting another blue chip player in that top 5, in my opinion.
Gage says if we trade back again, we're going QB, which would make sense to me. Accumulate a bunch of picks and get one of the quarterbacks that's sliding.
And hope he turns out to be the guy, so you don't have to use one of those. You get
What
2
if we
first-round
don't
picks
take
next year.
anybody?
So we
and then draft Jalen Milroe.
So we're at 5 now, and say we trade back to like 12, and that's when we go nab Shador, and you managed to get the QB you wanted at 2,
Sure.
and you picked up 2 extra first rounders next year, plus you picked up however another second and a third this year, and all of a sudden you're going, we got the guy we wanted at 2 anyways, and we just picked up 2 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round picks this year, a 4th rounder. I've been all in. I wanted the quarterback, but I spent the last month telling myself how exciting it would be to add some of these playmakers.
Yes.
You know,
Some of these weapons that we don't have.
Yes. So, Dub says this is Julio Jones all over again.
I feel that, brother. Speaking to my soul.
I will say this, and I wanted Travis Hunter. Julio Jones was huge, like alpha male wide receiver. As high as I am on Travis Hunter, he is like he's small,
but he is the build for the modern day NFL wide receiver.
Bro,
Julio Jones was,
and he'll put 10 pounds of muscle on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think he already has.
He'll play in the 195 range, I would imagine, at least.
Hear me out. Carter slides to 5 and then use 33 and 36 to trade back in the first to get their quarterback. No.
I still don't want Carter. I still don't want a defensive player.
I don't want a defensive player in the first 4 picks.
Yeah.
I don't. We've said this.
Scored 15.2 points a game. Like, do you want to see that?
And here's the thing: is our offensive numbers were inflated by a 4-game stretch of Jameis Winston chucking the ball around.
We had 19 touchdowns. 3 of them were in those 3 games where he went crazy.
Yeah. If you take out Jameis's best game and his worst game, I'd be very interested to know the offensive numbers for the Browns last year.
Oh,
like where we would rank historically. Or even worse.
Whoa, brother, they were terrible.
You know, it's kind of like when you're talking running back, and it's like, well, if you take out his longest run, he only averaged 2 yards. It's like, well, you got to take out his longest one and his worst one to kind of get like a true middle ground. Take out Jameis's best game for us and his worst game for us, and then tell me what the Browns' offensive stats were last year.
Do we not remember people saying, I went for a walk instead of watching the Browns, and it was the best day ever? Yeah. That was a thing that was happening last year. People abandoned the team because they were so awful to watch.
Oh, man, the offense was terrible. DTR.
Everybody in the chat, we just passed on a Hall of Famer and all this kind of stuff. I mean,
I feel like that's very.
Well, here's
you're
the thing.
projecting a lot onto a 22-year-old who's never played a snap in the NFL. I get it.
And let's if we get Genty here at 5, let's not pretend like we're getting a scrub.
He could easily be a Hall of Famer.
We're getting the guy who almost broke Barry Sanders' college rushing record,
and that's wild.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Like, in a NCAA that doesn't run anymore. Everybody passes.
Yes,
it's a pass happy RPO league, and or maybe we should get into RPO versus read option play. But anyways, we'll get that later.
We can do that later.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they run, but they pass more, and people want to see passing. And this guy still lit it up.
Just over here watching all these Travis Hunter highlights.
I know, it's tough, man. I mean, you got some of these tweets on here, like Browns just traded away a guy that can score a touchdown at any point from anywhere and then go lock up Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, and I might add, also score a touchdown on that side of the ball. Yeah, it's tough. I was ready to get the new Travis Hunter jersey for the wall back here and give one away on the live chat and everything else. So
what's crazy is I said it's probably going to be a Travis Hunter jersey. Maybe I jinxed it. I said, or whoever we take in the first.
Yeah.
Watch us not take anybody. We're going to be giving away a jersey for somebody who we take at 33. So
the trade, just so you know, it pretty much lines up. So if you look at the current assessment,
Giants pick is in, by the way.
Yeah, I saw it is.
If you look at the current assessment, the Browns, they gave up picks totaling $26.98. They got back for this year. Okay, now make sure you listen to what I said. This year, $22.86, but that doesn't count the first rounder for next year, which would be another 400 points. So it's about bang on. It's a difference of like 14 points.
So it's not the fleece that we hoped it was, huh?
No, it wasn't the fleece based on the point system.
It depends on who we take. That's all I care about. It depends on who we take, and we got a first-round pick for next year. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, does the Deshaun Watson trade hurt as much as based on who they got? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they would have hit on every single pick, we'd be crying even more.
True. And if the Deshaun had actually hit, then we don't care about those first round picks because we got the guy.
Yeah.
First thing it says, so no more jersey. We're still going to give away a jersey. It'll just be somebody different.
It's not Travis
It'll just
Hunter,
be
though.
somebody different.
If anybody is, if you weren't listening at the beginning in the opening, head to jointhedogs.com, become an official dog pack member. If you're already a dog pack member, you're already entered. Anybody who becomes a dog pack member by the end of our live stream tonight, you'll be entered for a chance to win a jersey of whoever we take in the first round tonight. Whoever we take with our first pick, we're not giving, if we end up trading back. Like I said, we're not Joe Rogan. We can't give away 2 jerseys, but we're going to give away 1 jersey tonight to anybody who is a dog pack member or becomes a dog pack member. I need some more water. Again, that's jointhedogs.com.
You didn't have a beer at dinner.
No, jointhedogs.com to become an official dog pack member.
You can get your Will Campbell jersey. There you go.
To me, it seems like the Browns. Should we announce the Giants pick?
Go for it. Yeah, might as well.
So the Giants did what everybody said, and they went with Abdul Carter.
Yeah, so Shazor is sliding.
So tell me this then. It seems to me if the Patriots go Campbell at tackle, the Browns are, if they're sitting at 5, they pretty much got their pick of the litter in terms of who they want.
Right.
I've seen Genty go to them.
Who are you going with? Are you taking Genty? Are you going to go? Are we going with the quarterback
at 5?
At 5,
Genty.
Take Genty. Yes.
You transform your backfield. All of a sudden, you got potentially one of the top running backs in the NFL. These running backs hit at a large rate early in their career.
He seems like the safest first round draft pick.
Yes.
Well, and the thing is like in going through this, I think I might have went through it with it. Well, it was one of you two, Blake or it was Josh. I said like we literally go from 93 yards of rushing offense to like maybe 118. And maybe even higher, just depends on certain aspects. Yeah. But then you look at your third down efficiency, it goes up because you're starting more second and 6s instead of second and 11s.
Yeah, second and 15.
Because this guy can make like 3 people miss, and like on a bad day. But if the offensive line actually hits their blocks, then he's ripping off one for 20, 30 yards. So it all depends. The biggest thing now you need. Because Stefanski likes 21 and 13 personnel. You need 4 tight ends. We got 1.
Did you see Fatal Gnome in the chat? He says Carter's walking like his foot's still messed up.
Yikes.
I just saw Diana. Somebody posted in the Discord that Diana Rossini is reporting the Browns are fielding calls and they're open to trading back at 5.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man,
that tells you right there that Andrew Berry and Kevin have guarantees that they're safe.
Oh yeah, bro.
Andrew Berry is not trading back
Twice.
and not taking these top players.
He's not,
if he knows his
first
job's
round
in
draft
jeopardy.
picks for next year's GM.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's not setting up his predecessor or his successor. I'm sorry for success. No, I feel like we kind of all got that vibe. About halfway through this offseason, like maybe they're not on the hot seat.
No.
Maybe Jimmy's going to be, they made the decision together, so they're going to get through it together.
When you got Jimmy saying, well, hey, we might not even be targeting a quarterback, and in our heads we're going, isn't that the key to success to this whole engine? Don't we need that part?
Isn't that what we did since 1999?
Don't we need the quarterback? We're not doing that? Okay. Yeah. All right, brother. Well, then, obviously, these guys got a little bit of slack on the leash. You know what I mean? Like
I do. I like the trade. As much as I wanted Hunter, I'm cool with the trade back from 3 to 5. But as what I said we needed to get in this first round is we needed to get a dynamic playmaker. If we just keep trading back and we end up with a tackle or a defensive player, that's where like I'll be pissed. Okay, that's where I'm like, if we trade back from 5 to 8 or whatever it is, and we can still somehow get a playmaker, but in my opinion, like the safest, best one left right now that you're going to spend a first round pick on is Genty.
I agree.
Either that, or if we're going to go with like Emeka Ibuka. But we're gonna keep trading back. The Patriots pick is in.
Patriots pick is in.
Patriots pick is in. They took Will Campbell, so
he's off the board. So that was the tackle that basically that's the tackle we met with. That was in this like top 5-ish area was Will Campbell.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. If we trade this,
I got like this sinking feeling we're gonna do it. We're gonna trade back.
Just
this is where I guarantee you the Chicago Bears come up from 10-5 to get ahead of the Raiders right here to get Genty, and we leave Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty on the board in this draft, and we're gonna be talking about that in like 5 years.
So what'll piss me off is,
what do you think?
If we say we trade to 10 and we accumulate all these picks and then we still get Shador, part of me is going, okay, we got the quarterback we wanted at 2 and we add all these picks. That's great.
Okay, sure.
But what then also kind of irritates me is the fact that there's a solid chance he's going to be there at 33 now, from like what we're kind of gathering. You could have got Genty and him possibly, or you picked up 36. So take Genty at 5 and trade 33 and 36 to trade back up in front of the Steelers if you need to, and get him if he's the guy you want. Get 2. You know what I mean? I guess if we trade back again and we take Shador at 10 or 15, and then we still have 33 and 36 and whatever we get from whoever gives us to move up there, and then we can go Ibuka, Travion Henderson, and somebody else, then I'm still going to be happy. So I'm not going to grade our first round until I get to see our second round.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I can tell you what's going to make me feel a lot better going to bed tonight.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, if I was a betting person, I would have bet Travis Hunter. So I did not see us trading out of there.
I did not either.
I thought the calls were real, but I didn't think we'd get an offer that would actually make us do it.
I totally agree, and I've been on the bandwagon the biggest for Genty. I did not see it coming. I pretty much thought I was buying a Hunter jersey in 2 days.
Oh, bullshit. You knew what was going down. Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Kenny, you're the VP of the Browns Packers.
Yeah,
Everybody
I'm
knows.
not buying that at all, bro.
Actually the guy making the pick.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
I'm not buying
Kenny's
that
sitting
at all,
over here.
Kenny.
You knew this was happening.
Yeah. He's got Jimmy's ear.
Yeah. Hey, I
You
told
told me you
Jimmy,
didn't need a quarterback this year?
I got to meet Jimmy this year, and I told him, I said, hey, man, if you swing and miss on a good QB. And he came back, and he said, hey, we
I'm gonna
swung and
trade the
missed. I was
pick.
like, oh, my God, he listened to me. Oh, jeez.
Oh, Kenny.
Yeah.
I love that.
What if they do trade back and they pass on Hunter and they pass on Genty? I do, like you said, I fear that it's something that we're going, especially if we end up taking, doesn't pan out.
It's just another chapter of the book.
Like, I think, and I'm sorry, I'm like updating graphics and stuff over here. So if you guys said this, I apologize. But if we pass on Genty, we do move back to 10, whatever, and we still come away with like Travion Henderson or the running back we wanted. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to freak out.
So say, who do you think is going to possibly trade up to 5 for us?
The Bears.
The Bears.
Would be my guess.
And
they got to try to get ahead of the Raiders if they want Genty.
They're at 10.
Dude,
so say, and then where do they pick at in the second? I'm looking, hang on. They pick at 39.
Okay.
So if they give us 39 in a first rounder next year or whatever, I feel like they have to give up a lot to go from 10 to 5.
10 to 5 is going to be like, do you guys want him? If not, we're taking him.
Yes.
That's what I would. I mean, seriously, because I will take him.
If they give us, if we get 10 and then we get 39 and we get next year's first, and then also, and then say we get at 10 and then we, like I said, say we go with Shador at 10 or maybe they love Jackson Dart. They said they spent a ton of time with Jackson Dart. Yeah. So say they go with Jackson Dart and then we got 33, 36, and 39. That's there's a chance you could go Ibuka at 33, Henderson or Judkins at 36, and Tyler Warren or something?
Oh, Tyler Warren's
going soon. Did you see Andy Kaiser in the chat, buddy? I feel he says my son literally started crying because we didn't get Hunter.
Tell him I said, hey,
your son is not alone. There are grown men crying right now, buddy. Don't worry about it.
He better get used to it, Andy, because the Browns just caused disappointment.
Yes.
So all you
okay, well, you guys.
Oh my gosh!
all you got to do to trade
we
up
didn't.
from
Yes. Is that a joke?
That's real.
God! God!
Hey, we said we weren't going to do this.
So they got another second round pick, basically.
God! And you know what's fucking crazy? I made the argument to take this guy like 2 months ago instead of Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
But it isn't who I wanted him to take. It was just my argument for why you wouldn't take. I freaking hate the Browns. I freaking hate the Browns. Oh, my God.
He better be freaking awesome, man. You might as well tell everybody what's going on because they might not know yet.
Browns took Graham.
Mason Graham, defensive tackle from
Michigan.
Which, hey, maybe he's Awesome. Fatal Gnome in the chat. LMFAO. We drafted Mason Graham.
Andrew Jackson's been joking about this forever, by the way. He actually posted in the Discord earlier, can't wait to take Graham and somebody else later today. And I was like,
so
we scored 14 fucking points a game last year. And we could have had Travis Hunter or Ashton Genty, and we took a defensive tackle.
We sure did.
Out of Michigan.
Is it just a Michigan thing?
When he's not even the consensus best defensive tackle in the draft.
It's all of it.
That's what pisses me off. Genty is the consensus best running back in this draft.
God. How many times
There's so many defensive tackles. This is such a deep class. That's what pisses me off about this.
All right, on to pick 6. Here we go.
We'll probably get a chance to meet Mason Graham.
Yeah, in about 5 years after he's playing in the CFL.
I'm going to buy a car from him.
I feel like a dick now.
Sorry. Yeah, he's going to end up being free.
Mason, when you move to Cleveland, you're going to need to buy a house. I'm your guy.
Hey, if you're watching, sorry that this is so negative. Welcome to Cleveland.
Welcome to Cleveland.
Welcome to Cleveland.
Well, you played at Michigan. You didn't start off well.
We did it's the same thing we kind of did with Greg Newsome, and Greg Newsome turned out to be really well. And we felt a lot better about the Greg Newsome pick once we got JOK in the second. To me, this is just that thing, though. We have to score points.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Dude.
And if we trade back up and we take Jalen Milroe, I'm done. I'm not doing this podcast anymore. This is my retirement. I can't.
I said I was going to walk out, bro. Like multiple missed picks ago.
You're still here.
Yeah.
Still here.
Oh, my
all right.
God.
We need the chat. Come on. How you guys feeling about this? Come on. Let us know, because obviously we're not.
We just took a guy in the second round last year? Was he the third? Mike Hall.
Mike Hall was the second round. He was our first pick last year.
We just took a defensive tackle.
Andrew Berry. I posted this on social medias the other night. He has defensive tackle is like his position. He's taken one in every draft, and he's never taken one later. Well, he's never taken his first one later than the fourth, and it's gotten worse. It's been third round picks. I mean, you've got Jordan Elliott, Tommy Togiai, and then there was Perrion Winfrey in the fourth, and then Mike Hall last year. And here we are with Mason Graham. So he better be a freaking Pro Bowl defensive tackle this year to take a DT at 5.
Do you think there's no way this is what they told Miles?
Maybe this is why he kind of laughed.
And I know, like I said, they just told him, bro, you can take this money or you can just sit here and wait. So they didn't actually tell him a plan. But there's just every Browns player who was interviewed in the offseason, it was, we just got to get the offense right. We just got to get the offense right. We got to get quarterback right. We got to get the offense right. And we take a defensive tackle.
Man, it's rough.
This episode is brought to you by Baden Sports. Browns fans, Baden Sports is your one-stop shop for all your athletic gear. Baden started out perfecting and manufacturing the best balls in the business. Yeah, if that sounded dirty, that's more about your mind than my words. But hey, it's true. Baseballs, softballs, footballs, basketballs, volleyballs, soccer balls, you name it, and Baden has engineered the highest standard sports balls available. And now they offer more than just sports balls. If you got kids playing baseball or softball, Baden has batting gloves and bats to go along with both game balls and training balls. If you're into basketball, Baden makes basketball specifically for indoor or outdoor use. Heck, Baden even has all the equipment you need for pickleball, which is one sport that I hear everyone is playing, and yet I still never have. And I need to fix that soon. But don't miss the backyard games section of Baden's website, where you can order everything you need for this upcoming outdoor season. Pool balls, backyard volleyball nets, croquet, bocce, horseshoes, cornhole, and more. Right now, you can get 10% off your entire order at Baden Sports, BADEN Sports.com/dogs, DAWGS, and use promo code DOGS when you check out. That's 10% off all the top quality sporting gear you need this season. BadenSports.com/dogs. There's gonna be a little silence on here, I assume, right?
This is what they call. This is what they call dead air.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even look at this guy.
I didn't do a ton on him either, just because I was like, we're not taking a freaking defensive tackle.
I don't understand.
No, I don't either.
For the most part, my phone is agreeing with what I'm thinking, because I just picked it up and it's just a lot of, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
And I want to support the Browns picks, and hopefully he's awesome and we can look back at this and make fun of ourselves.
Yeah.
I hope I can clown us, 8 months from now when he's defensive rookie of the year and he's the next coming of Aaron Donald. But God, it does not feel like that right now. It does not feel like that right now. Ugh.
Well, it's kind of interesting. We took an Ohio State defensive tackle first last year, and now we're taking a Michigan guy. Defensive, you can line them up next to each other and see how it goes.
And I said, if you want to help Miles, you go get a defensive tackle who can help eat up blocks to free up Miles.
Right.
But
not at 5.
No. Like, I would rather trade back again and got Mike Green or something.
Mike Green's an edge rusher.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
But
I see what you're saying.
Like, a defensive tackle at 5?
Well, here, so I'll go over to the NFL draft prospect profiles. I mean, the NFL draft prospect profiles don't even have Mason Graham as the number 1 DT. It's Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss. And I've heard a lot of people that I listen to say, actually, Walter Nolan's probably the best defensive tackle in this draft. You got Derek Harmon, who we could have drafted after that from Oregon, Tyler Williams from Ohio State, Kenneth Grant's the other guy from Michigan that some people think might be just as good as Mason Graham, Shamar Turner, TJ Sanders. Like, there's so many freaking DTs in this class. We need so much on offense. To me, this feels like we're going to beef up our defense and we're going to punt this season. Anyone else feel like that?
We're going to be punting a shit ton, bro.
Okay,
yes, absolutely. We're going to be dog shit on offense again.
What did we get we didn't trade again, so we didn't even pick up another second. So do we move back up and take a quarterback who's not going to play this year and this season's just not worth watching? Shut the fucking program down.
Take your
by 5 weeks in.
Now. Take your free safety.
By 5 weeks in, I'm going to be done watching in the second quarter. I can't justify even watching games to the wife by week 6 because we're 1-5. And there's just, why do we have to sit around and watch them lose again? I'm like, well, you know what? You're right. I guess I will go do yard work.
Go take a walk. Yeah, go take a walk at the park.
I will go do that instead of watching them. Like, this just screams we're especially if we trade up for a project quarterback now. You're not going to add any high-level offensive talent to this team. A team that doesn't have a starting running back, questionable if you have a number 1 wide receiver, definitely don't have a solidified 2 or 3 wide receiver, don't have a high-level starting quarterback, don't have a high-level tight end 2. The only thing we have on this team that we for sure know about is right tackle, right guard, center, and left guard on the offense. Everything else is a question mark. And you took a freaking defensive player.
And they were suspect as hell last year.
Yeah, that's true. And did we already see Ashton Genty, of course, is the pick at 6 for the Raiders.
Yeah,
they got
for us.
their guy.
They got to just sit there and watch the Browns.
Yeah.
They're sitting there going, what do we got to do to make sure we can still get him, make sure the Browns don't get him? And then they're just sitting there laughing. It's
just
like
let the Browns do their thing.
It's like when the Eagles took Jalen Reagor and the Vikings were just laughing because they were going to get Justin Jefferson. They couldn't get the card in fast enough.
Yeah. Dude, you're right. I just can't believe we just passed on 2 blue chip guys, legitimate franchise-turning dudes for
Mason Graham could be a blue chip player, but he's blue chip on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
The side that doesn't score any points.
Well, but now he has to be blue chip. He has to be.
I mean, in theory, they all had to be.
Well, okay. But
what do you get for this
guy? For me, it's just he wasn't consensus for anybody that he was the top 1.
The only one I'm seeing on PFF, he was the number 1 D tackle.
That's what I'm saying, but it's not consensus. NFL doesn't have him there. I'm sure ESPN does, but I don't know, man.
So it says even for weakness, the first thing I read, not an elite athlete. Graham is more of a power effort rusher than a quick penetrator, which is generally what Schwartz is looking for. He doesn't have a first step explosion of, say, Gerald McCoy or elite length. What are we doing here? You know what I mean?
What are we doing?
I don't want to be. Listen, I do not want to be. I don't want to do the negative thing.
I know. I don't want to beat the kid down too much.
I am blind optimist every year with this team. And I'm almost 40 years into this thing, and I'm wondering why we keep doing this, bro. What are we doing? Why are these people cheering?
Because they're on TV.
Yeah. Put the sign down. Don't let them do that. Hey, man, we look dumb.
Dude, there's a ton of people that wanted Carter, and this is just the next defensive thing to make to clap. They wanted a pocket collapser. Like, I mean, if you want to look at the strengths, he's a powerful run stopper with pass rush upside. Graham is strong at the point of attack. He can hold double teams and rarely gets moved off the spot. He uses leverage and hand placement well, so he's a technician basically. Well, to stack and shed blockers in the run game. Michigan's top-tier run defense was part and due to Graham's stout presence inside. He's got a surprising pass rush burst for a nose tackle type, quick off the snap, and can push the pocket. He uses bull rush, and he has flash swim move to get past guards, and he has strength that allows him to press the pocket even when he doesn't get a sack, causing quarterback discomfort. So they're, trying to drive up the pressures, basically.
I get it. And who knows, one thing we have not talked a ton about this offseason, I've mentioned it a few times, but we haven't really harped on it, is Mike Hall did have the what was it, MCL tear, I think it was, at the end of the season. Maybe they don't think he's going to be on track to, I don't know.
I don't know, man. They
just need to solidify that position. They've been trying like hell. They have tried every draft since 2020 to find a freaking defensive tackle for this defense, and they can't do it. Yeah. So if you can't do it with pick 5, stop it. Stop picking the damn position.
Ultimately, I'm feeling better if we get the Ohio State receiver, and I'm feeling better if we get...
Sure, if we get like a Buka or one of those guys.
And Junkins.
But if we take another defensive player in the next 5 picks, I'm going to be pissed.
I'm not even, I guess I'll say this for when he turns out to be a beast or something. I'm not even anti the player as much as I'm anti the position.
Yeah.
The position, like somebody just texted us in the one group chat. It doesn't even matter where he went to school or anything. Defensive tackle is not even close to a need for this team right now. No. It's not in the top 5 of needs of a position we needed to fill. You could roll into this. You could not pick him and roll into the season with what we have on the defensive line and still get out a solid defense out there. If we roll out there what we have on offense right now, we're going to be the worst offense ever. Ever.
They're going to look over and go, oh, hey, so who's giving David a couple plays off? Yeah. No? Nobody? Okay. Yeah.
No, I agree with you, Blake. I'm more disappointed in listening all offseason that we need offense, weapons, and we don't get one. This kid, I mean, based on, I maybe shouldn't have come in with the weaknesses right away. I mean, he obviously made that Michigan defense go. They won a national championship because of him and his cohort. And I think that he'll work well with Mike Hall, with Myles Garrett, and the combination of defensive ends that we have. That being said, that doesn't help us score more than 15.2 points a game. Doesn't help us on third downs, offensive-wise, maybe defensive-wise it will. And those were like our biggest things that we needed to accomplish. That being said, I mean, we have an extra second-round pick, so you got to get weapons from this point. We do have, I thought, to Blake's point too, the bigger gaping hole in the defense was not defensive tackle, which he said, but I thought it was free safety. And now you passed over a guy that could have potentially did that in Hunter versus like the traditional cornerback role that he played. And you got a guy that really didn't help. So now I'm thinking like, man, you need Xavier Watts or you need somebody. Is a 5th rounder really going to help us out at safety, in this draft? Probably not. I would have to take a look and see what's left with the free agents. But I just don't know. I mean, they're still there for a reason, right?
And you talk about the 15.2 points per game that our offense struggled to produce last year, and even that's inflated because, like Blake said, with Jameis Winston's games pushing those numbers up, I get the sentiment that you want to build up a strong defense to limit what the opposing teams can do. But first of all, the NFL is totally built for offense. You are trying to build a defense to stop what the NFL doesn't want you to stop. So why are you playing that game, number one? And number two, if we're rolling out Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett, who knows, but what have we led the league in the last 2 seasons? Turnovers.
Yeah.
We're a lock to give the other team at least a prime opportunity to score 7 on the defensive side of the ball. So it's not like our defense might be able to shut their offense down to 14 points. Hey, we scored 15. But their defense scored 7 on us because we suck on offense. And we still lose.
Yeah.
Right?
It'll like the.
Oh, somebody's getting a Mason Graham jersey. That's so exciting. Joke's on you guys. No, I'm just kidding. How about jersey of their choice?
Yeah, jersey of your choice. We're going to change it. You might not want the.
I'd be more interested in a Travion Henderson.
Or if you want a Miles Garrett jersey, whatever. We'll get you jersey of your choice. We're changing the rules.
Again, that's jointhedogs.com. Become a dog pack member. If you guys want to moan about the draft so far.
If Tyler Shuck gets picked next, then
So the Jets just made their pick. Did you guys see that one?
No, sir.
I did.
Armand Membu, the offensive tackle from Missouri. Some people thought
sense.
he might be the best tackle in the draft over Will Campbell. So
they got to protect Justin Fields.
Yep.
So I guess now it's one of those things where, do you think the Browns are done, or are they trying to get back up?
Oh, I think they're trying to get back up.
And if they're trying to get back up, what are they trying to get back up for?
I think that they do have a quarterback they like, whether it's Shador, Dart, Milroe, whoever. I think that Shuck, I hope not, but who knows? And we'll see if quarterbacks get past that like late teens, early 20s, where teams could try to trade up in front of Pittsburgh, or maybe Pittsburgh takes a guy. Maybe we don't see them be so aggressive moving up because they're like, well, maybe this guy's going to fall to us. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them make another move tonight.
So I was my
Mix-up says I wait all day for this bullshit. So did we.
Unreal.
We've been waiting for months, buddy. We understand. We're with you.
My boss is a big Steelers fan. He was asking me about what I thought was going to go on tonight, and I said I'm pretty sure it's going to be Hunter. And we were talking a little bit about the Steelers, and I said I'm seeing some things that the Steelers are going to take a defensive tackle at 21 and not take Shador. I said I think the fans will lose their minds if your only quarterback is Mason Rudolph and you pass on quarterback and you take a defensive tackle. And here we are.
And here we are.
Isn't that poetic?
Yes.
It's just working itself out there.
It's like I jinxed us. I did a
existence.
Mason Graham rant instead of Abdul Carter a couple months back. And then I poked fun at Steelers fans potentially having to settle for a defensive tackle instead of quarterback.
It's on you, bro.
Sometimes we got to be careful what we say, because when Andrew Berry does listen to the podcast and then he doesn't catch another episode for a couple weeks, he's like, wait, those guys said Mason Graham over Abdul Carter for sure.
Maybe I got his ear. I don't. It's just,
oh man,
it's that tells you too what they kind of thought about Abdul Carter. Like if they were not going to go offense,
yeah,
and they were going to go
defensive,
and they were going to go a defensive lineman, and they could have taken Abdul Carter at 2,
right?
And they passed on him to take a defensive tackle. Tells you what they thought of Carter.
It does.
Gage Tucker said Andrew Berry is live. I would be very interested to watch that later, just see what that's like.
Yeah, I mean, the Cleveland Browns official Twitter account just posted the most elite defensive tackle in the draft. We're adding a beast in the trenches. Okay, hey,
cool.
I hope so.
I hope
he better be like, seriously.
He better score a lot of fucking touchdowns. Better be J.J. Watt out there catching touchdown passes for us. Or Vrabel.
I'm thinking more like Aaron Donald, but okay. And like Kenny said, he's not even a pass rushing specialist defensive tackle. He's more of a run stopper.
With a high
Which,
motor.
hey, we need
because a lot of our
five.
defensive tackle, like Mike Hall, is more of a pass rushing defensive tackle and stuff like that.
Malik Collins is kind of the tweener.
So I did look at defensive tackle quickly, and I thought, well, we lost. Who's the guy that went to the Cardinals?
Tomlinson.
Tomlinson, we lost him, and I thought in my head, I was like, we might get a defensive tackle. I had no idea we'd go this high getting one. And again, if it pays off, it pays off. It's great.
So let me just go through his NFL draft profile real quick, because I mean, this is our guy. So this is the Browns guy at 5. Mason Graham, 6'3", 296, so about 300 pounds. He had a 93 on their production score, number 1 overall defensive tackle rank at the Combine. His athleticism score, though, was 9th. Let's go down here. They have him compared to Christian Wilkins. 3 technique, who provides activity, effort, strength, and quickness. Graham's first step quickness makes interior disruption inevitable. He has the instant read in response to regularly beat lateral blocks. He's stout at the point of attack with great leverage and body control, but will lose some ground against double teams. Graham's lack of length makes it tougher for him to find quick wins as a rusher, but he more than makes up for it with his activity level and foot quickness. Harmonious hands and feet are the catalyst for his edge-to-edge counters, while his extended effort and closing burst help him get home. He may not dominate as a pro, but his strength, body control, and quickness should allow him to play his brand of ball and become a good starter in an upfield defensive front.
I didn't say elite.
I want to GCB here in the YouTube comments says this is horrible. Hopefully they can transform Mason into the league-leading passer because we need someone who can throw the damn ball. Pickett can hardly hold on to the ball with hands the size of my 7-year-old.
It's a Jack 7-year-old.
Oh, man. Just unbelievable, man.
Super
Fatal
tough.
says it makes sense to me. I don't like it, but defense that we need a short supply in this draft. Address one early. Offense is stacked, so you get those around 2 or 3. Like I said, I'm trying. I'm failing miserably, but I'm trying not to be overly upset because maybe we still come away with Egbuka at 33 and Henderson at 36, and I'll be like, okay, I feel really good about that. But man, tomorrow can't get here soon enough.
I just threw a new poll up there for you guys in the chat. Do you like the Mason Graham pick at 5?
Let me go ahead and vote.
Only
let me
options
vote
are
real quick.
yes or no. Make your pick.
Did you guys see who the Panthers took?
Yeah.
No, who?
Tet?
Tataroa McMillan,
Getting
8 to the Panthers.
Bryce Young, a weapon.
Yes.
Bryce Young started to play,
Balled out.
pretty well.
Yeah. 5 touchdowns his last game.
So that's an interesting pick. Here, curious, pick 9 now is are we
Where
going
it
to see
could be Jackson Dart.
Are we going to see the next quarterback come off the board? Now I want to ask you guys, knowing that we did not address offense at pick 5. I just threw up in my mouth saying it. But knowing that happened, do you package 33 and 36 to try to move up for quarterback, or do you stay and do you take 2 offensive players now?
2 offensive players.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I feel I don't want to sound negative. I feel like I've kind of shit the bed already on this one. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of am like, hey, let's get as much talent as we can. Obviously, we,
Usually
pull
when
the
you
wool over our eyes real
usually
quick
when
on
you
pick 5 here. So we're going to come back very strong on 33, 36.
usually when you preface you're not going to be that guy.
Yeah, it's going to be that. It's going to be negative. I'm going to be that guy, bro. Yes.
Man,
you're
we've
right.
got the poll's already got 49 votes. I just posted it a minute ago, and it's already 69% no, 70% no.
What about where do you stand here, Josh? Do you package your picks to move up, or do you stay where you are and hope you can get
Package it for who? Just somebody?
a quarterback?
Who's ringing? That me?
I think it's Kenny.
Let me see.
Don't worry, Kenny.
Somebody's phone's ringing. All right, anyway. I guess it just depends, man. It depends on where certain players start to fall.
I kind of feel like
Oh, it's because Siri went on.
I'm kind of at the point now because we didn't address offense and there's so many offensive holes. I'm not moving. I'm not moving up now.
So
unless you can move up without giving up 36.
36. Right. I would move up for Ibuka personally because I just think that he can be a very dominant pro receiver in an offense. I think he's
if I can move up from 33 to the early to mid 20s to get Ibuka and keep 36, that way I can still nab like Henderson or Judkins. I'll feel better. But I don't think I'm taking quarterback now.
So the thing is, like,
in this early because
if it's not Ibuka, I'm not moving into the first round for any other receivers. Chat, let me know what you guys think. I'm not big on Matthew Golden out of Texas. I don't like him.
I know
I wouldn't take Luther Burden in the first round. I don't think he's worth a first round pick.
McShay said he's a stud. That's like the next guy
fine.
that he thinks is like not being looked at.
So
high
I would take Ibuka in the first, but other than that, like I've got 3 guys in the early second round that I would be just freaking elated to get, and it's Trey Harris out of Ole Miss. You guys know I love him. Mm-hmm. And either one of the Iowa State guys, Jaden Higgins, the bigger outside receiver, or Jalen Knoll, the slot receiver, who I think Jalen Knoll is going to be a freaking dog in the NFL. He's a tough, gritty kid. I think he could kind of have some Amon-Ra St. Brown to his game. I like him. So I would kind of sit pat and get one of those guys maybe.
I want to throw kind of an out of left field question out at you.
We love those.
How pissed are we that everybody's using 10 minutes?
I know it's 9 o'clock and we're not even to 10 yet.
Like I feel like at least a lot of times in your top 5, everybody like You
Boom,
know,
boom, boom.
Like you can get through your first 5. Let's go.
And we're the only team that's traded so far.
Yeah.
I think we'll see more trades as we get to maybe like 15 and on. At the end of the 20s, you'll see teams wanting to move back out of the first round, recoup some picks. Maybe some teams want to come up, and that's where you might see the quarterbacks go.
I'm just throwing this out to you, on you guys here live. I think we should stick around for pick 9. Make sure, because this might be one of the quarterback, and then we're about an hour in, maybe take our first break.
Yeah, I got beer I got to get
why,
rid of.
Yeah, why the top 10, why we move into the 10.
I'm with you. Let's do it.
All right, guys. So who do you guys think is going here at 9? Or I guess on TV, is the world not seeing the Panthers pick yet? I feel like it's been up forever for us. Or are we just really far?
Well, they took a commercial break too on TV, so
okay.
That's why.
So the Saints are on the clock. They've been on the clock for a little while, I'm pretty sure.
So the Saints are interesting.
Yes.
Well, what's more interesting is at 10, the Bears. So they didn't get Genty, and is my bold take of like Trevion Henderson going at 10, or do they take like Omar and Hampton? I think they're locked into a running back. I really do. Unless they take
need
like
one,
maybe they take Kelvin Banks and beef up the O-line.
Yeah. That offense is.
They want another
sense.
tight end and Tyler Warren, maybe?
He's
Maybe.
a stud.
Who's their running backs right now?
You got Roshan Johnson, and
It's just DeAndre Swift and Johnson. Yeah,
That's it.
They need a guy.
I feel like Ben Johnson can get stuff out of Swift.
Ben Johnson had DeAndre Swift, didn't he, in Detroit?
Was
for a
he
year?
was he there with him?
I thought he had him for a year, didn't he? Or maybe not. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Either way.
But like a Ben Johnson offense is definitely built on
You got to be able to run the ball.
You got to be able to run the ball and be physical up front. So I wouldn't be shocked, like you said, running back or offensive line.
So what does it tell you? All right, so let's just hypothetical before it pops through here. Saints take Jackson Dart instead of Shedeur Sanders. What's that tell you about Shedeur Sanders? Is the NFL, all the rumors you heard about, maybe only 1 or 2 teams even have a first-round grade on him? Does that start to become more believable?
If he doesn't go, if Shedeur doesn't go at 9 to the Saints, I think his next possible landing spots is Pittsburgh at 21.
Yes.
And if he doesn't go there, I think the Browns will have a chance to get him at 33 or 36.
Well, yeah.
I agree. The only team...
Would you take him at 33? Or are we,
now that we don't have Travis Hunter, I'm kind of like...
Or
nah.
now that we don't have weapons, are we just so sold on the fact that we need to go get weapons now?
Kind of,
Well, I
because
felt
we
like
got...
that before. If we picked a defensive player, I felt like we were in trouble. Oh, God.
So,
Welcome to Draft Night with the Browns podcast, everybody.
I still need weapons, man. Take
the
weapons.
Saints made an interesting pick.
hang on.
Might as well throw it out there before the TV gets to it so we can take an early break maybe.
Yes.
And get back here. The
Announce
Saints
it,
have
cool
taken
thing.
offensive tackle Kelvin Banks Jr.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, we said they liked Dart, but they didn't like him at
They didn't like him at 9. No.
9. Yep.
So,
Interesting. So right now
quarterback's
it's,
still on the board.
Yeah.
I think the next super interesting pick coming up, well, Chicago, which we talked about, but Dallas at 12.
Yeah.
Because I heard that they were really looking to pair Tet with CD. So it'll be interesting. I could see them going Tyler Warren.
I'm surprised Tyler Warren didn't go top 10. I mean, I guess he could still technically go to the Bears here, but I thought he was going to go a little earlier than this. The way everybody hyped him up, the analysts were saying he's like top 5 player in the draft, all that kind of stuff.
It's just not a position you take in the top 10 very often.
Right.
But, all right, everybody, do not go anywhere. All 978 of you guys on X, all 30 of Facebook, get your shit together. 30. And
Got to squat up a little bit.
and all 160 plus of you on YouTube, please stick around. We're going to take a quick break as the top 10 winds down. We'll be right back as the Bears jump onto the clock. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we appreciate you guys hanging out with us and coaching us through this difficult time. This is supposed to be a glorious celebration.
Go smoke your cigarettes if you need a little.
Yeah.
And if you're not, just
sesh.
Put 'em out.
chat it up, and we'll
Yeah.
get caught up on the chat when we get back.
Yep, we'll be right back. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.
This episode is brought to you by Danger Coffee. Browns fans, we talk about how Danger Coffee is made free from mold toxins that are in 45% of the world's coffee, but that's not all that Danger Coffee has to offer. Mineral and nutrient deficiencies are a big deal. They make you feel sick, tired, stressed, and they can give you brain fog. These deficiencies negatively affect your immune system, your digestion, sleep, metabolism. Have you ever wondered why you get an initial burst from your coffee, but then you get that little crash not long after? Danger Coffee's patent-pending process remineralizes your body with more than 50 trace minerals and electrolytes, leaving you more energized, engaged, powerful. These micronutrients enter the cells to boost performance. They bind to toxins to provide detoxification support. I know that sounds like a lot, but the bottom line, guys, is minerals matter, and most of us really don't get enough of them on a daily basis. Danger Coffee delivers micronutrients, plus it gives you access to the minerals you already have. Head to dangercoffee.com, use our code DAWGS, DAWGS, for 10% off your order, and that code can be used over and over, so you get 10% off every order you make using code DAWGS. It's time to start every day off with a cup of coffee that gets you going and actually keeps you going. dangercoffee.com, code DAWGS.
Hackers don't need much. Just one leaked password can potentially unlock a treasure trove of personal information, leading to stress, pain, and permanently wrecked credit. Don't be an easy target. Get protection by Aura today. Aura protects your identity, finances, and family, all in one powerful app. Get real-time alerts, safeguard your accounts, and block scams before they happen. If identity theft strikes, we help you recover. Stay protected at aura.com/listen. That's AURA.com/listen.